If you are going to the pipe, you are wondering if you're going to meet upon him. If you're going to the shop, you're wondering if you're going to meet upon him. So you're in constant fear at all times. Up to this day, I'm traumatized. I don't like police stations. I don't like blood. I don't like judges. I don't like law offices. If you're about to watch this video and your child is in your presence or your children, please do not let them watch it. It was very traumatic for me, and I would want them to relive what I did. So, or what I experienced. So, please do not let them watch it. When I was growing up, I had a chance to choose my neighbors. I would definitely want that because my childhood was pure drama. Ah, to my right was a neighbor who sometimes had nervous breakdown, and so she would act out of terms, right? And to my left was a madman, and him definitely were mad. He was very aggressive, very abusive. He was someone to be afraid of. My sister was hit down by him twice. He totally knocked her out twice using stone. And so he was a dangerous madman, and he lived next door to me. No, that's all like a joke, but it's true, I'm telling you. So to my left is a dangerous madman. So you are constantly in fear. You are constantly nervous. You want to go to school, you are wondering if you're going to meet upon him. If you are going to the pipe, you are wondering if you're going to meet upon him. If you're going to the shop, you are wondering if you're going to meet upon him. So you are in constant fear at all times. Now, the neighbor to the right wasn't really dangerous. She was harmless, but then, you know, it was pure drama when, she would, you know, her nerves would get erupted or she's disturbed. All right, so although he was a very dangerous, mad person, his mother always shielded him. He was always a shielded child. And so, irrespective of what he did or whatever crimes he committed or whoever he hurt, she would take up for him. And so he would continue to hurt people. And he used to walk around sometime naked, or he would always be shirtless with his fists. He would be punching the air all the time and say, Jesus say, Jesus say. And he would just walk for the whole day. He would walk from where I was living in Riversdale to Kingston, and he would just punch. Everybody know he would just say, Jesus say, and his eyes rolling over. Yes, very scary to be around. So it wasn't very pleasant, very comfortable, very relaxing for a child living in an environment like that. However, because I had many brothers and my father was a really rough man, that sort of made you a little less tense, but at the same time, um, yeah, at the same time, you were uncomfortable. But the fact remains that she would always shield him. The mother would always shield him. Now, what happened one day is that I was at home and I could hear quarreling. They quarreled for the entire day because he always has certain demands and he expects that they are to be met. And of course, she would normally meet his demands. So he was there quarreling, asking her for money. He wanted to go buy flour to cook, and she told him she had no money. And he insisted that she had, and he wanted it. And she kept telling him she didn't have any money. So they were there quarreling, but it was a norm, so there was nothing significant about it for me to pay attention to. However, The quarreling continued for the whole day, and in the afternoon, probably about 4 o'clock, um, I'm not even sure. It was from I was a child. I'm not sure of the time, to be honest. But I know I was in the yard standing and I saw her running, and he was running behind her with a cutlass, right? He had a machete in his hand and she was in front and she was crying out. And when I saw what was happening, I ran on my veranda and I pulled up a piece of board that we always put at the doorway to keep out dogs, and I put it there. And he ran behind her. And when she got to the step, she couldn't come in, so he chopped her and she fell. And he did not stop chopping. Believe me, he didn't stop chopping, and I didn't stop to see what was happening. I ran inside and I told my sister, go under the bed and listen me. Stay under there and keep quiet. And if him come inside of the house, no make him know which part of there. No matter if him tell if he come out, don't come from under the bed. Stay under there. And I sneaked through the side door, scaled the neighbor's fence, and I ran like Merlin Atty to the nearby police station, which is probably 3 or 4 chains from my house, breathless. So when I got to the police station, only a district constable was there. So I told him that, the madman, his name was Donovan at the time. Well, his name was Donovan. So I said, Donovan is chopping up his mother. The district constable, DC, carry gun. At the time, the DC never carry gun. Them are just one bench police. Them just text statement. So he called the adjoining police station for assistance, and they said they would come. Of course, by the time I'm shaking like a leaf and I'm at the police station and they have me to sit down, and I was there. At this time, I was very worried because my sister was left home alone, and I didn't know if he had gotten into the house or if he was hurting her, or what was happening. So I was terrified. I don't know what was happening. So pretty much I was there fretting the whole time. But he would not have me go back to the house, and he would leave the station because at the time he alone was there. So I was very scared, and I was there. I was there probably about a hour before the police from the adjoining police station came, and they came and they put me in the jeep and asked me to show them where the incident took place. By the time when I got there, oh my God, it was gruesome. That was a sight that no child should have seen. The head was totally severed from the body. The, the head was totally severed. The boy chopped his mother until the head was at one side and the body was another side. I was 11 years old. Oh my goodness. Up to this day, it's a terrible sight. It was terrible. There was a lot of blood, and although the head was away from her body, her finger was in her mouth. I can picture everything vividly, and it was just really scary. And the police proceeded to the house to find him, and they asked me to go inside and shut the door and not to open to anyone. While I was inside, I heard a couple of shots. To be honest, it was such a long time. I don't remember how many shots I heard, but it was at least two. And um, the policemen came back to the house, and it was told to us that when they went to intercept him, he attacked them with the cutlass and they defended themselves by shooting him. So he died on the spot. It was a relief in the community because he had hit down and beaten up on a lot of person, and he was a terrorist. He terrorized the community and everybody was afraid of him. And his mother paid the consequence because she shielded him all the time and he killed her at the end of it. It was really a sad experience. It happened right at my doorstep, right in front of my eyes. And up to this day, I'm traumatized by it. At that time, I was doing my common entrance examination. I went to school and there was no counsel that was given, no sympathy. The children sympathized with me, but at that time, counselors were not in school or in schools, and the ministry did not put emphasis on traumas that young people experience or children experience or provide that kind of support system for them. So I pretty much was in class, it was a regular thing. And I remember I was about to do my common entrance and I was in grade 6 and the teacher asked me a question I wasn't that able to answer. And just as she was about to beat me, the principal's son was also in the class with me. And he told her, Miss, she just witnessed a murder, so give her a chance. And that was the only rescue that I got. I didn't get any counseling, it was just business as usual. How sad it was. Looking back, it's really sad. When you're expecting that as a child, that kind of trauma you experience, no counseling, nothing. I got nothing, absolutely nothing. Sad indeed, very sad. To compound the problem, though, is the fact that there was an inquest into the murder, and so it is referred to as a coroner's inquest. And for 4 years, I had to go to court. For 4 years. And each time I would go as a child, I had to sit and listen to other murders because that kind of court, they only catered for murders or attempted murders. And I had to sit and listen until my case is called up. And each time my case was called up, you know what happened? The police officers never showed up. Never, not even once. I went there for years until I was doing CXE. And there was a white judge. And when the case was called up and they didn't turn up, I asked if I could say something. And he said, go ahead. I told him that I have been coming to court I've been summoned to the court for the past years. And each time I come, the police officers have never attended. And I'm currently doing CXC and I'm asking him kindly if he could allow me to be excused because I can't manage anymore. I stood up and spoke for myself to that judge. And he said to me, young lady, I won't let you come back. And that's how I ended up not going back to that courthouse. Up to this day, I'm traumatized. I don't like police stations. I don't like blood. I don't like judges. I don't like law offices. I want nothing to do with anything that has to do with the law or murder or police station. Nothing of that sort. I don't want to be called or summoned to a courthouse again. I have a natural phobia for that sort of thing. And I think my panic attack has a history in that trauma that I experienced. I got no sort of counseling for it, and it has affected me up to this day. Sad indeed. Very sad. I don't want to ever see anything or experience anything like that again in my life.